I am James Bond, present before you to narrate this thrilling Hindi series, Yuddh, written by Rajesh Chandrani Madanlal Jain. The title of this first episode of the story is, Yuddh, 70 More Years of Life. This should be called a basement rather than a bunker, where I and my family have been living for the past 4 days with some other people. My name is Borisko. I am 42 years old. My wife Bohuslava, my 11-year-old son, and my 7-year-old daughter, all of us have fled our house and are now hiding here. This is the basement of an under-construction tower. Only the ground-level roof of this large basement had been built. Due to the massive use of thick iron rods, this basement seems as strong and safe as a bunker. In the war that has penetrated our city from the country's borders, we feel relatively safer living here than in our house. Day and night, the sounds of missiles, guns firing, and shells exploding resonate constantly from nearby and far away. The air and water have been polluted by the constant smell of gunpowder in the atmosphere. Being a basement, there is a lack of oxygen here and less light. Since it is still under construction, there are only a few lamps installed. Due to the power being cut, there is no light from these either. Perhaps a missile used in the attack has damaged the electricity transformer. There is a lot of space to live here, but there is only a hard floor to sleep and sit on. There is no proper arrangement for wash basins, toilets, and water. We had brought some clothes in bags while fleeing from our house. They have become dirty from sitting and lying on the floor for the last 4 days. Bohuslava and my 2 children are accustomed to living with sufficient facilities at home. Therefore, living here in the basement is becoming difficult for them. Bohuslava and I are managing somehow, but the faces of the children are wilting with disappointment and the difficulties of this place. From the very first day, we have been assuming that this war probably will not last for many days. We were hoping that this misery of living like this would be over in 2 or 3 days. But now it has been 4 days. The war seems to have intensified now compared to the first day. Now more dangerous weapons are being used by both sides. Their frequency has also increased, and the noise has also increased a lot. The food we brought with us also ran out in 2 days. On the 3rd day, along with the other men hiding in the basement, we went outside stealthily. We entered a restaurant and brought back some food items and water bottles. This has filled our stomachs, but Bohuslava and the children are ashamed to relieve themselves on the floor on the other side of the basement. Today my patience is running out. Despite being hungry, my son told Bohuslava, "Mom, I will not eat or drink anything now. Eating and drinking make me have to go to the toilet. I can't do what we have to do here. Look at all the filth and stench spread everywhere." What my son said is true. In this place with less light, less oxygen, and a stench spreading from the gunpowder and the filth of excrement, we have been forced to live like prehistoric humans, without bathing and in dirty clothes. Hearing her brother, my innocent daughter asked,
"Mom, how long will we stay here? When can we go back to our home?"
Bohuslava looked at me with a helpless look. She somehow managed to stop herself from crying. "Our food is going to run out again today. I have to take a risk again with the other people and go out of this basement to arrange for food." I took both my children in my arms. Hugging them to my chest, I, falsely, consoled them and said, "Children, maybe today will be the last day. Everything will be fine tomorrow."
My daughter asked, "My papa, are you telling the truth?"
"Yes, my dear, today we will go out and when we come back, along with good food items, I will also bring cold drinks and chocolates." I said this but I know that my assurance might prove to be false. "Papa, will I get ice cream? If I get ice cream, I will eat it. I will even forget the pain of the stench of excrement." My son, upon hearing about good food items, became eager to eat them. I myself am in doubt whether I will be able to bring ice cream or not. Still, I tried to reassure him and said, "Yes, son, your papa will definitely bring ice cream too." Now, the 6 of us are ready to go and arrange for food. Just then, there was such an expression in Bohuslava's sad eyes, as if she was saying,
"Darling, it's okay if you don't find anything to eat. We will stay hungry, but you must return safely."
Leaving in search of food, this time everyone has taken big bags. I have also taken 2 bags. We had just come out when we heard the sound of a shell exploding some distance away. Hiding, we reached the restaurant from where we had stolen food items 2 days ago. There was nothing left there now. Other people like us had already emptied it. We now have to wander for a new place, from where we can arrange food for a few more days. Meanwhile, the sounds of firing and bombs exploding are coming intermittently from all around. We need food to survive, but there is no guarantee that our lives will be saved in this pursuit. Out of the 6 men who have taken shelter in the basement, 4 are with families, while the 2 young men are with their elderly parents. We have to risk our lives, not for ourselves, but for our elders, children, and wives. We had to go a long way. We somehow broke into a desolate mall by breaking the shutter. Then from a departmental store inside, we filled our bags with bottles of water, cold drinks, chocolates, and other items. I specifically took a lot of ice cream from the large fridge kept there. When I felt that I now had enough food for 3 days, I stopped. Now my 2 bags have become so heavy that it is going to be very difficult to return to the basement with them. Meanwhile, my 3 companions have entered a wine shop. They have also filled their bags with bottles of vodka and whiskey. Seeing the armies of both sides clashing on the direct way back, we are returning with heavy bags via a long route. On this route, I saw the sad sight of my apartment being demolished. Returning with a heavy bag and a heavy heart, I am thinking what is left to answer my daughter's question. Even if the war stops, our house is no longer there to return to. By the time we returned, the day was almost over. Seeing me safe, there was joy in Bohuslava's eyes. The children became happy seeing the chocolates and ice cream. At night, while we were all eating, my companions called me for drinks. All of us men are trying to forget our sorrows by drinking the stolen vodka. After returning to my family, I ate the food given by Bohuslava. Then I fell asleep on the floor, unconscious. When I woke up the next morning, I found Bohuslava crying. Even after I and the children asked her, she did not say anything. She was just crying. Some other women nearby were also seen in the same state. This made me suspicious. I put my arm around Bohuslava's neck and brought her out of the basement. Bohuslava told me in private.
In the dark of the night, some soldiers came into the basement with torches. They held the mouths of 4 other women and me from among the sleeping children and men. Then they dragged us out of the basement. After throwing us on the cold ground under the starry sky, they raped the 4 of us multiple times. Then they left us and ran away. In the dark, we could not recognize if these rapist soldiers were from our own country or from our enemies. Bohuslava's voice choked as she said this.
I said to console Bohuslava, "Darling, don't be so sad. In my life, I have had relations with a few other women. 1 or 2 soldiers raped you. It is not going to make any difference to me. The love between us will remain the same as before."
Are these soldiers fighting a war against each other's countries, or against us women? This is not about relations. This is about force against us women. Bohuslava said this with a sharp reaction.
I took her in my embrace, and said, "Now come on, our lives are in danger here. Our children are alone in the basement." While returning, I have some other questions too. Who drew these imaginary lines on the earth? Which religious leader or god has told people to hate followers of other religions? I do not want such a bond of any country or religion, where someone humiliates another like this to establish their dominance. I want a life of dignity for my children, which they still have to live for at least 70 more years. The series story, Yuddh, Episode 1 concludes.